over at Calero. Gonna go up to Bald Peak. Just starting out on the trail. Smells good. Smell the cow poop. I love that. And horse poop. I'll take this one to the right. That'll add on another mile or two. Very pretty out here. Your left side. Thank you. Thank you. Sometimes you say your left, they move to your left. Just got to give them a heads up. Sometimes they're talking, preoccupied with a kid or a dog. Typically ride, get into gear. Morning. Get into gear, you can keep a good cadence. Pick a good cadence and shoot for that for most of your ride. So I'm constantly shifting gears if needed. This trail here is pretty flat for the most part. Morning. Pretty flat and hard packed. This, I guess you could call it single track. And then we got fire road, which is a vehicle is gonna fit on. But the maybe more traditional fun single track could be a little narrower. Similar to this, could be kind of wide open, or you could have a ledge on one side and a mountain on the other. Yeah, so when that terrain changes, you get a little uphill climb, you feel a little too much stress on the legs, you can downshift. I call it downshifting, but you're basically going into a bigger climbing gear in the rear. If your legs are up for it, then you could stay in that harder gear as you're pedaling up. You'll use more muscle. Cardio, yes. Or you can go into an easier spinning gear and you pick up your cardio and use less brute force, brute muscle. I definitely like to see people out here. Of course, you know, there's a right amount, not too crowded, but it's nice to see people, you know. Don't want to be completely alone all the time. Just depends what you're trying to get done. So you could hear that front brake right there, give a little whine. So something got on my brakes, just the front. So I lost a lot of braking power. The rear is good, but the front, I lost power. Say the hundreds, 100%, say the rear is 100% braking power. Lever feels fine, that feels normal. It's the actual friction. It's the brake pad hitting the rotor, trying to slow the rotor down, which is slowing the wheel. It's a little slippery. So I'd say my braking power, the rear is 100%, the front, it feels like it's 50 or 60% braking power. I like the front brake. It has a lot of stopping power when used correctly. After all, when you hit the brakes in a car, everything shifts forward, right? If you're on a real tall travel bike, you hit that front brake real quick, that shock wants to dive down, so all the weight goes forward. So the front brake has tons of stopping power. You just want to use it wisely. Usually, if you gotta grab a lot of brake, you're going to be more or less in a straight line. You don't want to be in a turn and hit hard and heavy. You will slide out. So I just went into a climb, went ahead and locked my fork out. Most forks don't lock out 100%. They will firm up quite a bit because now I'm standing up. As soon as you stand up, you're putting all your weight over your front wheel. So every pedal stroke, that shock wants to compress. Basically, it's robbing pedal power from you. So if you can firm up that fork, and this is mostly when you're standing up. Sitting down, you're probably okay. Like here, I'm gonna go ahead and sit. I'll open my fork back up, get ready for the terrain ahead. But the more power you can get to the pedals, to that back wheel, more efficient you are. So guys that are racing, they may have a remote cable actuated lever that opens and closes your fork or suspension, firming it up, increasing power to the wheels. You know, it's funny. I had a chronic creaking while pedaling. Took a little while for it to start. It had to warm up. Basically, just it's friction. So, went through the whole thing. Took the seat post out, cleaned it, re-greased it, back into the bike. Took the saddle off, cleaned and re-greased all the hardware and bolts. Torque it properly. Still there. So then I spoke to the manufacturer, which is Lev. I think it's K-Lev or Lev droppers. He said, go ahead and try some locksmith lubricant, stuff you use for locks. Anyways, I tried a liquid style. I had the saddle off, put 4 drops on each ends of the rail, left it upside down, and then threw it back on the next day. Well, it decreased the sound. Microphone might not be picking this up, but right now I'd say it's decreased the sound by at least 75%. But it may get louder as the ride progresses. This is real pretty through here. Oh, Manzanita. Now this is the single track I like. A little bit more narrow, a little tighter. Not quite blind turns yet, but it's a nice little piece of section of terrain, and then it opens back up. So this is, they have this as a one-way trail, but you may run into occasional hiker or jogger coming the other way. So definitely got to keep your eyes open, finger on the bell. And there's our first victim. On your left. Thank you. Morning. One more. On your left side. Hey guys, thank you. Hi. Have a good one. Still working on my turns after all these years. Still something to work on. Trying not to slow down. Trying not to slide out and crash either. I guess maybe it's like golf. A little bit. There's always something to work on, but I guess that's any game, any sport. Got to remember there's cows out here. Sometimes these guys are blocking the trail. You come out of a turn and bam, there's Bertha. But looking at all these different YouTube tutorials on how to ride technique and turning, and man, that is so confusing. They want you to do 5 different things at once. Sometimes you just got to step back and just go, man, a la natural. Just kind of go and go with the flow, see what your body does. Remember 1 or 2 things, work on that. Yeah, some days your legs are there and they feel just energized and ready to pump. Other days are a little slow. They start burning. Feel that lactic acid. Gotta wait for them to warm up. Yep. Some day good, some day bad. Yeah, legs are a funny thing. Some guys can do great having a week off, day or 2 off. I mean, I'm rested, but the legs are just kind of like, bleh, like molasses. Maybe they don't appreciate a complete day off. Maybe just do a little spin, light workout the day before. Who knows, man? Who knows the secret sauce? Morning. Ooh, we're full. I was gonna stop up there. It's a little lookout, break point, approximately 3 miles in, picnic bench. But it looks like there's a big walk group. This is a pretty fun trail. I mean, you're getting a great workout. You can extend or lap certain parts depending on what you're looking for. Work on your bike handling skills, your turns and speed and whatnot. Nothing technical, nothing rocky, roots or drops. It's a very fast, flowy trail. Like this turn here, you try not to hit any brakes, scrub your speed beforehand. Go into your turn. I'd always mess up and I'd brake in the turn, basically losing all your speed, momentum. But here, we start to pick up. Nice lengthy down, not steep. The faster you pedal, the faster you'll go. And I'm scoping out the ground. I'm looking for solid ground, nothing loose. You don't want to hit some loose gravel, loose patch of dirt, or loose rocks. Morning, just me, thank you. Like that was a nice rock right there. I'm trying to let this rock right there. I'm trying to let people know too. Hey, there's 1, there's 3, there's 5 people. Oh, I feel like I could let a little bit of air pressure out. This is a hardtail, only 4 inches of travel in the front. I got about 20 PSI into tires. Yeah. All right, just myself, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. A little busy with hikers and runners today. Usually getting a good patch of bikes. Thank you. This will slow some of the fun down. Morning. Thank you, coming by. Just me? All right, just myself, thank you so much.
Go ahead. Thank you.
That patch of wood right there is following some guy. He just like hopped that. Took a little secret trail like James Bond. Could put very loose here. I think if you put your foot down, it's good insurance, but also might slow you down a bit. And got to work on getting your pedal back into your clip. I do got a dropper on this bike. Here's where I'm trying to keep speed and pedaling, but also trying to hug these turns, so I might drop my saddle about an inch or two so I'm not too cramped on the pedaling, and maybe enhance my turns. Here if I'm going into this one's a right turn, I'm trying to throw my right knee out. Same thing, man. It's just trying to work on bending the elbows. One elbow's getting bent more than the other, though. Yeah, so I'm going to the right. Right knee goes out, right arm gets locked, left elbow gets bent. Basically, what kind of caught my eye watching these videos is these guys are going into these turns, and if you're watching them head on, their head stays straight on the line. So their body's going wiggly left, right, but that head looks like it's not moving. So everything underneath, body, hips, shoulders, everything's pivoting. Yeah. I have to keep reminding myself, get low, bend those elbows. As soon as I do that, I feel like I'm in way more control. Less chance of toppling over. That sounds stupid, but all right. Man, this place is full of hikers today. Not the good. This is a nice hairpin turn. Either you go wide or you, yeah, can feel the lack of power in that front brake. Good brakes are very important to your speed. The better the brakes, the faster I'll go, knowing they're going to take care of me when I need them. Morning. Hi, just me, thank you. Very packed today. Ooh, this is a fun bank right there. Kind of drops down, goes into a bank, left turn, spits you out. It's not super tall, but I went into that one time with just coming in hot. And it just got 2 tires slide. Just enough to get your attention. Man, that was fun. There's another hairpin turn where you're forced to really slow down. Oh, stay out of the rut. If you got to get in the rut, try and jump in or jump out. I'm already gearing down, knowing I'm going to slow down, have to jam out of there. That was the 4-way intersection. You're approximately 5 miles deep from the parking lot. I'm going right, which will take me out into the vast openness, headed towards Bald Peak. From there, you can continue out, get more mileage, or you can go straight across the four-way, and then it'll eventually go left, take you around Calero to another parking lot, which is great too. No steep climbs like over here, just kind of rolling. So it's great just to get a good pace, get a good cadence. You're working a little bit of hill, but you're getting a lot of recovery. It's kind of give and take. This way to Bald Peak is, people call this area the wall. It's just a real tall, steep climb, not super long. Oh, here's a puddle. I'm gonna go off to the right where there's less puddle and slow, just so I don't get a spit up from my back tire and look like a skunk on the back of my shirt and my butt. Yes, I'm Priss. But anyways, we'll come back on that climb, the wall. Then there's the picnic bench, and then all the way up to Peak. So this is definitely starting the first part of the incline. It will get steeper from here. There's bike traffic, probably more bike than runners, unless they're getting into marathon and ultra range. But as safety and etiquette stay to your right, just like you were a car, all times, pretty much no matter where you're at, on a bike, on a trail, paved or not, stay to your right. So that when that traffic, that fast bike comes down, he may not see you until the last second. At least you're more or less in a clear. I do have to go into the middle here, but keeping my ears open, looking ahead, anticipating some dude coming down quick. Because I know I like to come down quick, and it's much appreciated when guys are just off to the side. If you're getting up under these climbs, you're getting your gearing correct before you're in the thick of the deep climb. Get that right pedal cadence. You don't want to be shifting while you're starting to go up the hill, because then you're pedaling hard, which means the chain is now getting very tight on the gears, pressing down, and less likely to let go and jump to the gear you want. You want to lessen that stress for the chain, the derailleur. That's your drivetrain. That's where guys were bending and breaking chains. I think the front derailleur was a problem back in the day, because it had a strong spring. It was really trying to push the chain sideways. And if that chain is gripped onto the teeth of that gear, it's not going to let go. And somebody's going to get hurt. That could be either the chain's going to bend, you're going to bend your derailleur, or you're going to throw a chain. And if you're pushing down on that pedal and it snaps when you least likely expect it, you can get hurt. But not quite the wall yet. Definitely it's like phase 2. Nice gradual. Of course, you won't see this on video. And yeah, I'm not on an e-bike, so you're gonna hear more breathing. I apologize for that. I'd say the wall starts right about here. So here I'm standing up. I'm gonna lock, firm up my fork. I'm gonna stand up from time to time. One, it gives me a break from one position. Two, it might give me a little extra power. But what I feel is giving certain muscles in your leg a break. Ooh, and hitting other ones. Morning. All right. Now we got ourselves a rabbit. 2 guys on e-bikes. This is still on the wall. So now I'm in loose gravel. Ooh. So too easy of a gear, I'm gonna shift down. I think I'm in gear 3, staying seated. There we go. All right, get that second pedal in. Slipping on the back, so I'm shifting my weight back. Keep that weight there. Also slowing down on your pedal cadence. And if you got lots of air in that rear tire, it's gonna be harder, more tendency to slip. So drop PSI, drop air pressure when you can. You need to find that sweet spot for every trail. For this hardtail, 29 inch, I think these are 29 by 2.3. Cross country, low profile knobs, tires. I think I'm sitting pretty at 18, 19. Oh, okay. So, last video I did, I was on an e-bike. This video I'm on my hardtail. I'm like a horse with a carrot in front of him, or a greyhound at the track. When that rabbit comes by, you want to go. They could definitely outrun me on flats and inclines. Curves, downhills can be a different thing. They're on full suspensions, but this hardtail, Calero favors the hardtail here. Here's the bench. Oh, no way. So straight away, it's like a big branch fell, because that's an awesome way to come down when you got some speed. Oh, those, no, man. They blocked it on purpose. That's, taking care of the trail is one thing. Taking out 15 feet of trail right next to another trail, that's just being mean. It was fun because it was a little steep drop. You hit that quick enough, you can catch a little air, hit the flat ground, and hit the gas. Drop them gears. That's why I like this Shimano rapid fire. Downshifting into your harder, smaller gears, I can use my thumb or my index pushing forward, or I guess pulling back towards me. I can hit 2 gears at a time. So it's like being in a car with a clutch. You're in 5th gear and you want to book it, put the moves on someone, drop the hammer, peel the salami, drop the clutch, drop in a 3rd gear, set that higher RPM back up to 6 grand, or maybe 4.5, 5, floor it. You pick up quick, hit your red line, knock it down a gear. It's good stuff, Maynard. All right, these guys on the e-bike, they took off pretty good. So I'm gonna try and go as fast as I can here. My legs are a little laggy. Wishful thinking that I'll catch up, but that's the only little bug I need right now to motivate me and get me up this hill. To kind of grab on to what works for you. Get your mind in the game, get your mental. Body goes where the mind goes. That's the other thing too. See someone stop to the side of the road or trail on a bike. You're all brothers and sisters out there. Don't care what kind of bike you have, what clothes you're wearing. Hell man, just people, humans in general, ask if they need a hand. Even if you know you can't help them. It's all good. Ooh, We got company. Oh yeah. Caught up to the e-bikers just past these guys. Yeah. One more, thank you. Just me. Thank you. Just myself. Thank you, just me. Those guys cheating? Yeah, they're cheating. It's so funny how we get, we start choosing sides. I like everything. It's all good. Just a Swiss Army knife. Pull out the bike for that day. As soon as I turned the camera off, it beeped, got their attention, and they pulled over. I was like, no, let me catch your backdraft. It's all good. Like I said, motivates me. A couple riders coming down. Slight decline, but definitely fun single track. Morning. Ricky! Hey. Oh man, you better take it off, buddy. You're gonna overheat. You're gonna overheat. That was Ricky. Ricky had taken a class with me about 3 or 4 years ago. Took a 40-hour class. He lives in Milpitas, next town over. We stayed friends. Good guy. There's another opening here. Oh, someone lost a glove. This is pretty because now you're out open fire road. Oh yeah. So I just switched about 3 gears right there on an incline, but as soon as you heard all that noise, I slowed down my pedaling extremely slow. But you're also balancing yourself, letting the chain go into those gears. Once it quiets down, then you can resume your stressful pedaling. I'm gonna shift to a harder gear. Still on an incline. So that's where these higher end systems come in. You know, the more money you spend, yeah, the prettier stuff gets. But you should be getting quality. You're getting more into maybe race performance, shifting, chains, cassettes, derailleurs, shifter. All those things are becoming much more fine-tuned, engineered for faster shifts, less hang-up, quietness, strength, durability, longevity. It's like get an XTR for Shimano. SRAM has, we got X, XO, XO1, getting into the race stuff. Yeah, it's light, it's expensive, but you should be able to shift repeatedly, hard, fast, aggressive shifts, and you should be hitting those gears, bam, bam, bam. So that was a little bit of a down, then back up. During that down is a good time to grab your water bottle, take a drink. So when you start getting into race mode, you're picking your spots where you're getting your water bottle. Any area where you can safely get one hand off the bar. Either you're still pedaling or you're cruising, and this could be 5 seconds. I just need one quick gulp, and then that'll just get easier over time, putting it back into your water bottle cage. But that's where the camelbacks, the bladder systems come in. You have that water hose right next to your chin on your shoulder. You just gotta place it in your mouth. What is that, 1 second? And then you can just sip on it for the next 10 seconds or whatever. Spit it out. I know when I had those, I had a tendency to drink more often, which is good. You want to hydrate before you actually need to be hydrated. Stay on top of it, stay in front of it. Same with food. Snack could be 45 minutes, an hour, depending how many hours you're out there. And usually it's something that's going to be quick, fast to digest. Goos, gels, gummies, stuff like that. Your drinks, you can do something with a hydration value. Electrolytes, sodium. So you got none. The pills, I think every manufacturer has some form of pill you can drop in your bottle. It dissolves into 16 ounces. And you can sip that periodically. And you could probably have a 16 ounces every 45, 60 minutes. As a lot of times I'll ride 2 hours and I have half a bottle left. Whoa, super steep. Stay out of the loose stuff. Go to where it's firm and more flat. Stay out of the way of oncoming traffic. When you're on hills, guys are coming down quick. If you find yourself continuing to slip out on the rear tire, either slow your cadence, which means you're gonna have to balance more, and or shift down into a slightly harder gear. That's gonna slow your cadence down. You're gonna use a little more power and finesse so you won't break traction. So I was seated, so that's the best you can do to keep that rear wheel, keep the weight over the rear wheel. As soon as you stand up, then you gotta play that hover game where I'm hovering over the front tire to keep that tire from popping up if it's a super steep. And this could be anywhere from, I don't know, 15 to 24%, whatever that may be. Keeping that front tire down so my chin is very close to your stem. Your butt is on the tip of your saddle. Not super comfy, but hopefully you don't have to be there very long. Sacrifices to keep traction and not put a foot down. So it looks like they did a lot of trail maintenance. They kind of covered out the side here. They blocked the path, as long as they still allow us to go up. So they're trying to cut down on erosion. Hopefully they left it sketchy still, because too manicured is no fun. It's pretty steep. The other one was definitely tougher. Oh yeah, it's all good. I think I could feel that saddle kind of loosen. There's a little knocking and movement on the nose of the saddle. Must have just put all this stuff up here.
Yeah.
Block that off.
Yeah, that was the fun part too.
I know. That was like the cherry on top.
That was like half the reason why. Actually, that's the only reason I come out here to have that fun little section right there.
Steep. Yeah. Back there too, at the picnic bench, there's just like 2 paths. They put a tree branch on the little short one.
Yeah, I saw that.
That one was fun bombing down, coming down the other direction.
Yeah.
Just
That's epic.
yeah. Oh man. Lack of front brake power, not good. So I cleaned the rotor with isopropyl alcohol. I sandpapered the pads, got a nice clean surface going back there. Helped a little bit, but not good enough. I'll buy some new pads. Yeah. And that's what I get for not being 100% focused. But, smashed my junk on the nose of the saddle. All right, so other than getting a little concussed in my balls, I think my right hand grip took most of the fall there, but definitely got some on my right forearm and my right shin. I don't think anybody saw, but it doesn't really matter. We got it on film. That was pretty lame though. I don't want to sacrifice myself again for video footage. As they say, get back on the horse, keep going. So what happened there? Definitely going to a turn very fast. Top portion of the road had some real thin, loose gravel. And I was feathering both brakes and then being preoccupied with the stupid camera. I kind of saw that coming and I just let it come. Maybe I tapped the front brake a little bit, but I doubt it because power was so weak. Or maybe having weak power made me overcompensate. But definitely felt both tires breaking free at the same time. Morning. There's 2 guys way back there.
Thank you.
That sucks. Now I got that replaying in my head. What did I do or what didn't I do? Save that. Hell, probably could have dropped some PSI. Yeah. Ugh. Definitely don't like having a weak brake. The shitty part of crashing is shitty part of crashing is that you're gonna have the stupid scabs. If my front brake needed to break in, this would be the place, because dragging that front brake should clean off and create friction, but that may not happen. Get in the zone. Yeah. When I went down, I could hear the end of the handlebar scraping the ground. And that was about 1 or 2 seconds, and then the next part was my arm. So then it was just skin and bone. Oh, watch out, bird. Bird's like, whoop. Oh, sorry, just me. Yeah, baby. Yeah, fine line, trying to go quick and be polite, not hit anybody. Hey. Thank you. Hi there.
Hello.
Just me. Out of all the technical stuff I ride and all the chances you take, I go and crash on a frickin' fire road. But in my defense, I was going in there hot. Now some of these sections. Howdy. Just me. Watch out for that poison oak. Wasn't about to get poison oak for them. Hi, just me. Thank you. That's my dropper post coming all the way up. Try to drop down a couple feet. I even crashed right here too. Right there. I was pedaling my ass off, trying to stay in front of a buddy. Going into the shade, there was about a 3 or 4 inch stump. My pedal turned down, smacked it. Next thing you know, I'm just sliding on my back. That was a nice landing. Got scraped up on the back, but it's all good. Hi there. Oh. Hey. Blech. A little wet, a little wet. Arr. Whoa, 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 whoa. Damn it. Yeah. I'm missing that front brake. Hi. I see you got used to that brake. Before I had some lower end Dior stuff with organic brake pads, and the braking power was just kind of soft and delayed, but you got used to that, right? And then I got these XTs that were powerful and grabby. Like, oh yeah. And now my front brake went back to being a, howdy.
Sorry about that.
No worries, thanks. Now that XT brake went back to being a Dior brake with lack of power. So I'm still used to coming in fast and hot, thinking I could scrub the perfect amount of speed, but it ain't happening. Yeah, and I think we got maybe a couple PSI a little high. You can definitely feel it on its hardtails. I mean, these forks, they're not long travel, they're not super supple. You definitely ain't getting nothing on the rear end, so it's rigid, you're feeling everything. How's it going? Just myself. He's all good. Ah! No worries. Dog was looking like he was blind and shit. Hi. That's all part of it, you know. You're gonna be on a busy trail. You gotta take the good with the bad, and yeah. Shit. You usually bomb down this one. It's pretty steep, loose, could be really fast. I do not trust this front brake. If I have to make a last minute correction, somebody's in the way or picked a bad line, I'm gonna pay for it. Yeah, like here, just gonna, had to brake early so I could really get on that both brakes. Try not to skid in the back, try not to lock up the front. And then once you skid into your turn, you kind of lighten up on your brake, especially your front brake. Just get off your front brake. You don't want that to wash out on you. Whew. All right. Minimize my splash. All right.
Snickers bro right now.
Oh. Put that in the freezer, eat it later.
For your snack for later.
Did it when it went? Oh, thank you, I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Oh, you want?
Glad to help.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Forward, buddy. Thank
Right
you so
on.
much.
Yeah, no worries.
Nice meeting you, man.
Yeah, thanks for the Snickers. Your left side.